Hello, I'm making this video to demonstrate the English Language Institute app that I'm developing. It's still pretty early in development, but I have a few things that are already put together and ready for demonstration. So here's what the main page looks like right now. Not terribly pretty, but we have core vocabulary, activities calendar, ELI news, faculty directory, maps, and Facebook. Let's go into core vocabulary first. We have the 3 levels. 3, 4, and 5. Let's go to level 3. And here we have 2 main types of things right now. We have the list itself, which is actually stored locally on the phone as part of the app, so students don't have to download it separately. And they can just scroll through this. It's the same as the paper handout they would get in class, with all of the core vocabulary words, parts of speech, definitions, and collocations. Also, earlier this semester, I made Quizlet sites for the core vocabulary words. So if we go into one of these, we open it in a web browser, and the website is all, optimized for mobile devices. There are a lot of things students can do here. So, for example, they can, the simplest thing, I suppose, is just to look at them as flashcards. So once it loads, they can quiz themselves. So which word is to include or affect someone or something? Involve. There are also features like the speller. So here they see a definition, and then if you press that button,
react,
you hear the target word. And if we spell it incorrectly, I'll just say rect, it gives feedback. It shows what letter to add, what letter to delete.
R-E-A-C-T. React.
Alright, and this is not a demo of Quizlet per se, so I'm not going to go too much into this, but there are also these randomly generated tests. So here's some multiple choice, some true or false with words and definitions, and even a couple of games, like a scatter game, where students have to so, for example, here's something: the position, job, or function someone or something has in a particular situation or activity. That's going to be role. So I drag the word role onto that, and it disappears. Alright, let's go back out. So we have Quizlet pages for, if you only have 5 words, it's not very useful. So they're in groups of 2 or 3 weeks, following the quiz schedule in the reading classes. Alright, the activities calendar is pulled straight from Google. It shows up as an agenda here. Of course, there's not very much right now because we're at the end of a semester, but for example, there is the Nutcracker, Saturday, December 8th at 7 p.m. And I suppose students could, there are options like copy to my calendar and so on. They would have to log in with their Google accounts, but it's pretty cool. It works pretty well, I think. Now this next one does not work quite as well. The ELI News, the only way I know to access it is to go to our activities website. And then there's a link over here in the middle of the page. They would have to click it, open it in their web browser, it downloads, then they open the file separately. There's a lot of steps involved. The end result is just this, the ELI News right on the screen. I'm in touch with Rob. Well, he hasn't replied back yet, but I'm hoping that we can set something up on the website where there will be a page where they won't have to go through so many steps to get to the ELI News. It'll just be hopefully 1 or 2 button presses. Okay, for the faculty directory, I don't have individual people in here yet, but I do have, just for demonstration purposes, the main office, first For the phone, it opens up the dialer with the number entered in. And for email, so it pops up with the ELI Pitt at pitt.edu with a subject line English Language Institute, and they can write an email. I haven't yet decided the best way to actually include teachers' email addresses. I think I might just link to an external website. That would be a lot easier to maintain. Alright, let's see. For the maps, there are two options here, ELI Location and Parkvale Building Map. ELI Location opens with the map application on the phone, so Google Maps in the case of Android phones. And then it searches. It should have gotten it by now. There we go. It's just being a little bit slow. And then they can do all the things that they can normally do in the Maps application. For example, they can get driving directions, bus directions, biking, or walking. And for bus directions, for instance, it's showing what buses I can take. One suggestion is the P3. If I press that button, it gives the instructions. I don't know what that was. And we can view it on the map, and so on. In principle, they can also even do navigation for a car. Now I'm inside, so the GPS won't really be working, but it's, turn-by-turn navigation. The other thing is the Parkvale building map. I don't have the PDFs yet, but there would be, for the first floor and for the mezzanine. So they can know, where room M15 is or where room 107 is and so on. Alright, the last link is the Facebook link. And that just opens up the phone's own Facebook app, but it goes directly to the ELI Facebook page. So pretty simple. That's all that I have so far. I showed this to my reading students today during our small class, and they had a couple of suggestions that generally went along the lines of they want more stuff that does not require internet access, because I guess they're not very happy with the cell signals and so on, or at least the people who spoke up said that they want more stuff offline. One thing I could do is, under maps, I could also, Pitt has their official campus maps. I could download one of those and bundle it in with the app, so that even if they don't have an internet connection, they can at least see the official University of Pittsburgh map. If they can't open up, Google Maps or Apple Maps. So there's still a lot to do and develop, and I'd like to get some more ideas, but that's the state of things right now.